What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Foundations of Trading. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It's very much appreciated. So today we're going to be talking about the top 5 most common myths of trading, and we are going to debunk these myths. And so let's get started. The first one here is it's a get rich quick profession. Now, it is true, the more money you have, the easier it is to make more money in this profession. However, just because you're starting with a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to make a lot of money. You could also lose a lot of money, right? So I always recommend to newer traders that they start with small accounts and learn how to grow a small account before they move on and size up their accounts. And obviously as well, when you start to get the hang of it, your account just grows and it compounds consistently. So you may not need to even size up to a newer account. You may just have been able to grow a small account. So it is just a reminder that it takes time, just like any profession. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest overnight, right? He took 1,000 shots a day for 10, 15 years, and then you get to the point where he's at now. Same thing with Kobe. So the next thing is you need a lot of money to invest. Now that is not necessarily true. There's a difference between investing and trading, and we won't get into that in this video, but if we're just talking about investing, if you were to buy $100 worth of Google stock 20 years ago, I'm pretty sure you would have been all right today, so that's not necessarily true. I think that's just an excuse that people give themselves. So moving on, trading is gambling. Trading is a probability game, much like gambling is a probability game, right? So the difference between trading and gambling is in trading, the smart ones have an edge. They have a proven strategy that they know is going to work 50% of the time maybe, or 60% of the time, or 70% of the time. So knowing this, coming into it knowing that your strategy is only going to work, let's say 40% of the time, and you have a small risk and you're risking, let's say $100 to make $1,000, right? So you could lose 6 of those hands or 6 of those trades and still be profitable. So that, in my eyes, that's not gambling, that's just playing the probabilities. And another analogy that I like to talk about is the poker analogy. It's trading to me is like, if any of you are poker players, is like getting your hand before you even have to place a bet, seeing your hand, and then placing money down on that bet, right? It's not you having a bet up front. This is, you get to see your whole hand and decide, is this worth playing? Is this not worth playing? And go from there. The next thing, every day is a great day to trade. There are great days to trade. To day trade, there are great periods of time to swing trade. However, that does not necessarily mean that that at that time it is good to do both. So, for example, if you are a long swing trader over the past year, well, pretty much past 2 years, you did not do that great compared to the prior 3 years before that, 2018 to 2020. There are times where it is better to day trade. There are times where there might be macro and environment type economic data coming out, and those times you usually, me personally, I avoid trading during those times for the most part. Otherwise, if I do trade, I'll size down a lot. I will trade very small. I also don't swing anything into these events usually unless I have a really good entry, because I don't really like to play those odds. Some people like to do that, and that's great for them. But moving on, losses are avoidable. This is the last one here, but losses are not avoidable. Everybody takes losses. Everybody gets wicked out of trades, meaning the stock will come down and just take out their stop and then it'll launch. That happens to everyone. That happens to the professionals. The more you see it, the more you know better spots to put your stop. However, it's not avoidable. It will happen to you. And it's just something that you kind of have to deal with if you want to be a successful trader in this game for a long time. So thanks again for watching, viewing, and subscribing, and I'll be back with more videos.